Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Gene.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Thursday, October 31st, 2024. Boo!
Ooh, you scared me.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you. Same to you.
And was that as scary as this crossword?
This crossword was a tricky one.
Yes, it was.
Tricky one. Bewitching.
It was by Sarah Sinclair and Paolo Pasco. And I don't remember seeing a lot of hard crosswords from Sarah, but Paolo Pasco, somehow that name just causes shivers to go up and down my spine.
No kidding.
And I think he was part of the reason why I really struggled with this crossword. So, and part of the problem, of course, was the theme.
Yes, and...
Well, that was mainly it.
The rebuses.
The rebuses within the theme, yes.
I was like almost done with the whole puzzle, and I had only found one rebus. And the revealer clue was right in the middle, 34 across. Halloween-themed hit with a hint to 4 squares in this puzzle. And I'm like, oh my goodness, there's 3 more of these, and I have no idea where they are.
So you weren't close to finished.
No, I really wasn't. I had it. I had all the squares pretty much filled in, but there was something wrong. So anyway, but I figured it out.
Good.
I mean, it looked like, it looks kind of right, but it was not right. But I figured it out.
So where did you figure out, first of all, that there was a rebus lurking in the grid?
I think it was the first rebus, which was at a cross of 4 down and 20 across. 20 across was June observance, and 4 down was Othello roll. Okay, so Othello roll, it's almost always Iago, right? I-A-G-O. But this had 5 letters. And I knew the first one was D, from 1 across, go downhill fast, maybe, was sled. And I'm like, it's got to be Desdemona, but there's only 5 squares. So I worked a little more on the puzzle, and I got some more of them down. So I have D-E-S. I'm like, it's got to be Desdemona. And
you only have 2 squares left.
And I only had 2 squares left. Well, then I got the last square, which was an A. So I thought, well, must be a rebus. So I put the rest of the letters in, and I'm like, it's spelled demon. I'm like, okay. I know what's going on here, because I figured it's going to be like different costumes or something.
Right.
So anyway, that's where I got the first one, and then I couldn't find the other 3. But then, of course, I went back over the puzzle more carefully. I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't really make sense. Like 22 across was a pastry whose dough is used in making pigs in a blanket. Well, I knew it was crescent roll, but crescent fit. So I thought, well, crescent, that's a kind of dough, I guess, crescent dough.
Okay.
And so I just figured that was okay. But then 13 down, where that T was, if the crescent was, source of refreshments on a train to London. And I had tea-tay. I thought, well, maybe that's something special on a London train. I've never been on a London train.
That sounds like me trying to rationalize.
But it turned out that it was crescent roll, and that T had to be a rebus with the roll. So then you had troll. Right. And then the going down, it turned out to be T trolley. Yes. Which made a whole lot more sense.
Yep.
So then I'm like, okay, I've got demon and I've got troll. Well, maybe it's like, scary creatures now. And that's what it did turn out to be.
So you hadn't done 34 across Monster Mash yet?
No.
Okay.
I had not. So yeah, 34 across was the revealer clue, and the answer was Monster Mash. So then the next one was at 48 across, crossing with 34 down, which was 48 across, graphic showing the status of a download, say. And I had gotten the bar, and then 34 down was certain edible seedlings. Well, okay, I had the P and the R and the SSBAR for the one across. I thought, well, maybe it's press bar. I was trying to think, it could be press bar, it could be press bar, it could be press bar. I said, maybe it's press bar because you have to maybe, I don't know,
press the bar.
But so then that made the one going down, the edible greens, micreens.
Ah, my creams.
My creams.
My creams. My creams.
Well, it turned out to be progress bar.
Yes.
And going down micro greens.
Right.
And so the rebus in there was the OGRE of progress, which spells ogre. Mm-hmm. But the last one was the killer for me, right, because it crossed with 45 across and 35 down. 45 across was summer drink made from the fruits of two tropical trees, and 35 down was contract. Con spelled Khan, tract, TRACT. Okay, so it turned out that the two fruits were mangoes and lemons. But I thought it was, maybe one of those, combo like words.
Right.
Like it was manganade.
I had manganade.
Yeah.
I was convinced that it was manganade.
Mango and lemon, so manganade.
Right.
But then that made the 35 down as mung pyre. Mm-hmm. And I had another monkey wrench because 52 across was general during the Clone Wars. And it was Kenob. I'm like, well, it's got to be Kenobi.
Sure.
So I thought the last letter was an E. So I had Mong Pear. P-E-R-E.
Mong pear.
Mong pear.
The Mong's father, as we translate from the French.
So I'm like, there's something wrong there. I just knew there was something wrong. So then I thought, well, let's put the entire fruit names in. So then it was mango lemonade. And so the rebus where it needed to go was Gollum.
Yes.
Which, again, was a scary monster. But then I had Mongol Empire, mm-hmm. which I'm like, and Khan, for some reason I was thinking of like, the computer or the
character
learning Khan Academy.
Oh, I thought you were thinking of Khan as in the Wrath of Khan from Star Trek.
That's how I started, but I thought, well, maybe it's something like a contract, with Khan Academy. But then I finally figured out, if you put an I there, you get Empire, Mongol Empire.
Yes.
So it was actually Kublai Khan that they were talking about, and that's when I solved the puzzle.
That's very.
I had to put that I in for Kenobi.
Okay.
I was just sure it had an E at the end of it for some reason.
Well, I was vacillating. Well, because when you pronounce it, it's Kenobi.
Right.
You hear B-E. Yeah. Mm. You don't hear Kenobi.
No, that's true.
And so I was unsure of that too. And I had a couple of problems. I can't remember exactly where now, but when I solved the crossword, I started by just typing the letter G in there, and that solved it right away. I had...
Really?
Yes. And the ones where I had figured out the rebuses, demon, troll, and ogre, those appeared as rebuses. Uh-huh. But it just left the letter G in, and I had manganade and mangpire. But it let me solve. I mean, you know the rule, right? If it'll accept the first letter of the rebus as the solution to the whole thing.
Really?
And I had figured out just at that moment that it was going to be Golem, and I started to type Golem, and as soon as I typed the G, it said you solved.
No kidding.
So my puzzle only shows 3 rebuses.
Oh.
I know, I was sort of a little disappointed, but I mean, I understand they've got that rule because they are tired of people yelling at them on wordplay because they couldn't figure out how to fill in the rebus. So it's just like, here, take a letter. They'll probably get it eventually. But, and I had some other problems somewhere else, not entirely sure where, But eventually I was able to get everything resolved, just like you. There were some great clues in here.
Oh, yes.
I think, I'll tell you, I had a lot of trouble with 5 across. Instigate
Me too.
was foment.
Foment, yes. Uh-huh.
And that F led into, I think, the best clue in the grid. Sound, sounds, foghorns.
Right.
That really was brilliant.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if it was Sarah or Paolo or Joel who thought of that, but it is a magnificent sounds. I had horns. I was thinking like car horns. It's the only 3-letter word I could think of, but because I couldn't come up with foment, even though I had the O, because 15 across, the boy in the Broadway lyric, never before has a boy wanted more, Oliver.
Yes.
It's a great
Yes.
great lyric.
Yes. Uh-huh.
The one underneath it, though, was just superb. Noted convention center, ? Geneva.
Yes.
I'm
I'm like, what are they talking about there? Like noted. What is a noted convention center?
Well, like for instance,
There's the Javits Center in New York City.
I was thinking,
there.
right.
But that's like the only one I could think of that actually, had a name that maybe a lot of people would know about, but that turned out to be Geneva Convention. So,
right. Yeah. That really was brilliant.
That was brilliant.
But there were some hard clues in that area, like 8 down, civil rights leader Medgar. And with all due respect to Medgar, I've never heard of you, Medgar.
Medgar Evers? I've heard of him. He was part of civil rights history. Well, maybe because I'm from this country.
No,
so
it's just because you
him.
know stuff.
No. He was in history books.
No, I've never heard that name before.
Oh yeah.
I know Ida B. Wells now.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, now you know Medgar Evers.
Well, I'm going to have to see him about 10 times. I wonder if that was the debut. No, probably because the word Evers wasn't a debut.
I bet it's been in before.
Evers has been in 102 times.
Wow.
Although sometimes it's clued as Wisconsin Politico, Tony, as in Tony
like
Evers.
Our beloved governor.
But it's pronounced Evers, right? Not Evers.
Yeah, we pronounce it Evers.
So how is it pronounced for the civil rights leader?
Evers.
Is it?
Medgar Evers.
That makes it even harder.
That's interesting. Huh.
It first appeared for the record in, 1948. Double play middleman. And I don't know whether I should say Evers or Evers, because I don't know who the double play middleman was.
I don't either.
Oh, here's a great quote from F.P. Adams. Tinkers to blank to chance. Tinkers to Evers to chance. I have no idea what that means.
No.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, here's a more, because that was from a Sunday. Here's a Monday crossword. He relayed from tinker to chance. I wonder if that was like a relay race.
Oh, I bet those are baseball players. And that must have been a famous double
play.
Yeah. And he was the one in the middle.
Oh, nicely sussed out. Yeah, because here in 1952, baseball immortal. The clues seem to be getting easier as you go up. But then they come around to civil rights leader, who's been around, actually mentioned quite a few times in the grid, which is great. The last time it was mentioned as a civil rights leader, we had 2022, and then I presume this is the same person, 2019, Medgar, who said, you can kill a man, but you can't kill an idea.
Right.
So that was probably before I was doing crossword seriously. And it was a Saturday crossword. So I guarantee you in 2019, I could not have gotten that. I probably wouldn't have even thought about attempting a Saturday crossword.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else was interesting in the grid here? My favorite, 24 across, common situations in time travel narratives. Paradoxes.
Yes.
Or as I like to call them, paradoxi.
One I really liked was 37 across. And it was like in quotation marks, ... have it your way then. And the answer was, or don't.
Yeah.
I can just hear people saying those words, or don't.
Yes. But, so the R of or don't was part of 31 Down dating app for queer women. And I had HE, and originally I had OK don't. So I thought, heck, HEK. And I thought, okay, that's sort of weird, but maybe it's just sort of to make their app stand out. But then I realized that or don't would work, and her sounds like a better dating app for queer women.
Much so.
So that turned out to be the case. I liked how we had 30 down, paintings in the Water Lilies series, Monet's.
Yes.
And then 45 down, painter whose Olympia caused controversy for its depiction of a sex worker, Manet.
That's right.
So we had Monet's, actually it was Monet's plural, and Manet.
That's right. That's right.
Too bad they didn't work mayonnaise into the grid. That would have just been a 10 out of 10 right there. 54 across, last Christmas pop duo, Wham.
Wham.
You know, and as I'm struggling with that, and then 40 down, Apollo and blank, Benini masterpiece, Daphne.
Yep.
Bernini masterpiece was Daphne. I'm just thinking I'm not going to get through this crossword.
No.
But somehow I had a couple letters and I thought, oh, Daphne sounds like a good name.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. The very last clue, throw hard in modern slang. Very
Yeet.
last across
Yes.
clue. Yeet.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Oh, we've had that before.
I think I remember having it before, but I didn't remember that that's what it meant.
It has shown up
hard.
520. No, just kidding. It's shown up 5 times.
5 times.
We saw it in August of this year, and we saw it in March of this year.
How was it clued?
Well, let's see. In March 31st, it was Chuck slangily, and August 4th, 2024, forcefully throw in modern slang was yeet.
Yeet. Wow. I've just never heard that used like, and I like to watch football and baseball. I don't remember any anchor ever saying, oh, he really yeeted that, or what a yeet.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the context is.
Yeah.
Somehow, hurl with gusto. I don't think of a football player when they're throwing a football as hurling. I think it more, hurl sounds a little bit more wild. For me.
But a pitcher can throw hard. There's a pitcher yeet.
Yeah, I wonder what the origin of yeet is.
That's a good question. We'll have to look that up.
Yes, at the same time as we're looking up we guess we get the middleman figured out. But we should watch a video of that.
Yeah.
Because I bet that would be fun.
It might be before videos were available.
Well, they had painters who would paint really quickly to get you the cell by cell.
like in courtrooms. They had
right.
Baseball.
Except they could actually do animation. They do paint really quickly. 28 across, its cups aren't supposed to runneth over, brah.
Yeah.
That was sort of funny. And then 21 down, financial institution with ATM known as Green Machines, TD Bank.
Yep.
Also known for its laundry schemes, but mainly its green machines.
That's right.
Maybe that's how they got into laundry schemes, because they're like green machines. They just rhymed, so it sounded right.
I liked 36 across, too. What the puck is going on? Rink.
Yes. Yep, that was brilliant. Let's see. 56 across. Speaking of brilliant, 56 across, opposite of a jumbo shake, tremor.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking of some mini shake, mini something, but tremor, yes.
Yeah, they had some really good clues here.
Very good.
Let's see if there's anything. We had, as I was struggling, 49 down, 2016 election nickname. I'm great. All I could think of was Trum as being the nickname for Trump. But it was Burn. Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders, that's right.
So Bernie Sanders makes it into the grid again.
Another new one on me was 53 down. Catchy song, bop. You ever call a catchy song a bop?
All the time. I do that deliberately, so in case I see it in the grid, I'll be ready.
You'll be ready.
That's right.
You'll know. Oh, yeah, catchy song.
Bop. It has appeared a total of 106 times.
It can't always be for a catchy song.
1951, hit over the head, slang.
That's a bop.
Oh, that is a bop. Sorry, I'm sorry, I panicked. 1954, 46 down in September 9th, 1954, if you want to try and pinpoint it. 46 down, music a la Armstrong, bop.
Well, that's like bebop, yeah, but a catchy song, calling a catchy song a bop.
Well, the answer to Music a la Armstrong. The answer was bop.
Right.
Music by Gillespie, but that was Dizzy Gillespie.
Well, but that's a genre, of music called bebop.
No.
But what?
The clue here is the answer to all of these is bop.
I know.
No B involved, except at the beginning of bop.
But is there any other clue that talks about like catchy song?
Well, we have jazz style, way out music, fad and popular music. Stop me when I get to one you like.
Well, I'm just looking for one that,
How about syncopated rhythm?
Well, I don't know. Okay, well, whatever. I just, when I think of like a catchy song, I think of like a lilt or something like that. But
from now on, you'll
I'm
think
call
bop.
A song a bop.
That's right. I bet there's some sort of song, probably from the 1950s, with the lyrics just being bop, 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 which might be mistaken for a Morse code signal. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Let's see. Have we missed anything? There's so many good clues. I'm sure we have. I did like 26 Across. We've seen this one before, too. The Emperor Caligula wanted to name his a console in legend,
right.
Horse.
Yep.
Oh, that Caligula was a real trickster.
Yep.
50 Across, like Polish, but not Polish. Proper.
Right.
That was also good. Yep. Plenty of great clues here.
Yep.
All right. Well, before we wrap it up, we do have a spot of listener mail.
Oh.
And so let's get to that. Let's see. Once I find it, I'm not finding my email. Wait, breaking news. About 30 emails just came in, most of them asking me for money. Here we go. This is from Izzy. NFL and Any Given Sunday or Any Given Sunday. The difference between the two was in the first he'd capitalized the any, the given, and the Sunday, and in the second he only capitalized the Sunday. Hello, Gene and Mike. Good day to you. Regarding your episode from Wednesday, Halloween Eve, Any Given Sunday is a common expression you hear from sports commentators and the like when they talk about NFL football. Yes, it is also a movie starring Jamie Foxx and Al Pacino, among others. Yeah, the one with the huge cast of famous people. It essentially means that in the NFL, either team can win despite the expectations. There are games on other days of the week, Monday and Thursday during the regular season, for instance, but Sunday is the most active day of the week for NFL schedules. Take care, Izzy.
Thank you, Izzy.
Yes, thanks for clarifying that.
After we finished the podcast, we also looked up that phrase about, and it was like coined by an NFL commissioner who was really one who tried to make it that any given Sunday any team could win.
Yes.
So yeah, well, we were curious about that one as well. So.
And that's probably why the NFL is the Godzilla of sporting leagues.
Yeah, well, but it didn't used to be that way.
Right.
But I think once the teams became more evenly matched and they came up with a system so that every team could get good players and could win.
Exactly.
It made it a lot more interesting and much more popular. Yeah.
I mean, if you knew that New York was going to win every year, the only people who would care and go to games would be people from New York.
Right.
So, but on any given Sunday, we know that the Kansas City Chiefs will win.
Yes, they are doing quite well this year, even though all the commentators are telling us how bad they are.
Yes.
They're so bad they have a perfect record.
Yeah. I wish my failures were that good.
Me too.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Izzy. Very, very helpful.
Yes.
And for anyone else who wants to contribute, please drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com. That is it for today. We'll be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of what will probably be a tough Friday crossword.
I would imagine.
Because they're going to be figuring that most people are just absolutely sated with chocolate, and so they'll be brimming with energy and intelligence.
Up all night on a sugar high.
That's right. So we're gonna get on a sugar high here. No, we aren't. We're just going to tackle tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.